We are discussing critical minerals and rare earths, and we're going to be signing an agreement that's been negotiated over a period of 4 or 5 months. In about a year from now, we'll have so much critical mineral and rare earths that you won't know what to do with them. They'll be worth about $2. But we're really working on anything having to do with military protection, military ships, vehicles, guns, ammunition, everything, the whole thing.
President Trump continuing to put America first on the world stage. Yesterday, signing an $8.5 billion critical minerals deal with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese at the White House. These two leaders vowing to invest more than $3 billion in critical minerals projects over the next 6 months together. And this deal includes 3 groups of projects, and one actually involves Japan. Joining me now, former Trump Deputy National Security Advisor KT McFarland. KT, it was quite something to watch President Trump and the Prime Minister of Australia there. The questions were heated, and there were some times where we weren't sure President Trump was going to agree to make the investments needed in Australia, but he did. He was very open to this relationship with Australia. Your reaction?
You know, it's as big as rare earth minerals is as a subject and a topic, and something we need to solve like yesterday. We've got to, do it very, very quickly. The Australia-U.S. relationship is actually much bigger because it's not just Australia. It's the countries that are in the Pacific that have been our allies, but we've not really worried about them as allies. But we now need to make sure that those alliances are strong, whether it's Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, frankly, it's even India, to make sure that those alliances are very strong, because this is where China's making the inroads. China wants to take over the Western Pacific, the South China Sea. We've heard about that, because they really want to push the United States out of the region. Why? Because it's the single most important global trade route.
Well, and the nuclear submarine purchase, KT, that's also a positive.
Yeah, and this is all part of the same thing. I mean, the rare earth minerals, it turns out that they're not all that rare. They're all over the place. The United States was the leader of rare earth minerals 25 years ago. We just took our eye off the ball. And then we let the whole thing be overregulated. And China did have a plan. Their plan was if anybody in the world had rare earth minerals, China would buy them, bring them back to China, refine them, sell them to the world. So that now China really controls 97% of the world's rare earth minerals. The other thing they would do is if any company anywhere in the world, like in the United States, for example, wanted to get into the rare earth minerals business, China would flood the zone. They would drive them out of business. And then finally, because of the over-regulation, really, of the Biden administration, the Obama administration, all the advantages we had in our natural resources were dissipated. Because why? Because they over-regulated. They wouldn't build roads to the places. They just, as if American natural resources were something we shouldn't be exploiting. They really went out of the business of giving America what it needs. Thank goodness President Trump is reversing that. My guess is he'll reverse it very quickly, that it's not 10 years away, it's not 15 years away. I think it'll be months away before we start getting our production back up, ours and our friends' production back up.
And you know what, KT, to your point, what he's trying to undo here, and he is something that started back in the Obama administration. And that was, of course, the climate change and the climate hoax, many would say, that drove U.S. policy. It's absolutely, and now here we are with not getting critical minerals for jets and semiconductors and submarines. There you go. I do want to move to a topic that is very, of course, near and dear to your expertise, and this is Israel. Vice President J.D. Vance arriving in Israel earlier this morning. He's there now. He's going to be meeting with Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to further implement the peace deal, the 20-point deal. Israel did launch some retaliatory strikes in the Strip yesterday. Hamas, they apparently violated that ceasefire. 2 IDF soldiers were killed. Now, the president's weighing in on these attacks. He had this meeting with the Australian Prime Minister at the White House, but listen to what he said about Israel.
We have a little situation relatively with Hamas, and that will be taken care of very quickly if they don't straighten it out themselves, because they're in violation of their agreement. We made a deal with Hamas that, they're going to be very good, they're going to behave, they're going to be nice, and if they're not, we're going to go and we're going to eradicate them if we have to. They'll be eradicated, and they know that. They went in, and I don't believe it was the leadership, but they had some rebellion in there among themselves, and they killed some people, a lot of people. But this is a violent group. They got very rambunctious, and they did things that they shouldn't be doing. And if they keep doing it, then we're going to go in and straighten it out, and it'll happen very quickly and pretty violently, unfortunately.
KT, Hamas has not disarmed, and if we're depending on that Middle East force, if you will, that is eventually going to take over, we're a little bit of ways away from that right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is not going to be easy and smooth. Why? Because, as the president just said, even if the leadership of Hamas has agreed to it, there are groups of Hamas, they're like tribes almost, or families of bad guys who want to scupper the deal. They want to sabotage it. So they're going to do what they're going to do. But as the president also said, other countries are going to join with us. If Hamas wants to if their members want to lay down their arms, get amnesty, okay. But if not, we're going to eradicate them. And the world attention and attitude has flipped in the last 2 weeks. Nobody is supporting Hamas. None of the countries in the region are supporting Hamas. Hamas's traditional supporters or countries that tolerate it, whether it's from Egypt to Turkey to Qatar to any of the countries, including Iran, nobody is supporting Hamas. So Hamas has a choice. Do they want to be martyrs? Fine, we'll kill them. As President Trump says, we'll eradicate them. If they want to lay down their arms, that would be good too. But this is not going to be allowed to destroy the whole Middle East Gaza peace plan and the whole Middle East peace plan. Yeah. Hamas will be dealt with.
Yeah, well, and to your point, the Saudis and Qatar, they want Hamas, gone, basically. Right. I'm paraphrasing. KT McFarland, it's always great to speak with you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.